So we're going to look at multiplying these complex numbers purely algebraically using the intuition that we have that multiplication scales and rotates when things are together. So let's work out A lots of B. Now we said that the absolute size of these things multiplies together in a straightforward way. Now the absolute size of this is 4 and the modulus of this is 2. So the size of this is 8. Alright, that was easy. 8 cos something plus I sine something. So we also spotted that the rotational thing is as simple as adding the angles together. So we've got 1/4 of pi plus 11/12 of pi. Now 1/4 of pi is 3/12, so 11/12 plus 3/12 is 14/12, I believe, which simplifies down to 7/6. So 7/6 of pi plus, and this will also be 7/6 of pi, and that's it. Multiplying in polar form is very, very rapid. It's a bit of a fiddle to add together, but multiplying is so straightforward. And we can do the same thing with AC. So AC will be 24 lots of something. We've got 1/4 plus 2/3. Do this in twelfths again, so that's 3 and 8. So it's 11. Oh, it's actually this. It's 11. So it's cosine 11/12 of pi plus I sine 11/12 of pi. And that is it. And no doubt, as you know, division is just multiplication, so the rules are the same. I'll do an easy one. Let's do C over B. Well, 6 over 2, 3, and here we subtract the angles. 2/3 take away 11/12 is going to be -3, missed the cosine out again, -3/12 of pi plus I sine -3/12 of pi. 2/3 take away 11/12 is 8/12 take away 11 is -3/12. Right. Now, if you, depending on the range you want your answers in, sometimes you're required to give your answers between -pi and +pi, and sometimes you're required to give your answers between 0 and 2pi. So you can just add 2pi to make this positive. So this is the same as cosine 21. This also simplifies, doesn't it? That's 1/4. Would have been easier in quarters, wouldn't it? Pi plus I sine 21/12 of pi. And I'm going to have to deal with that simplification. 7/4 of pi plus I sine 7/4 of pi. I should have made this quarters here. 3/12 is 1/4, as we all know. But as you should remember, that rotating 1/4 that way, 1/4 of pi that way, is the same as rotating 7/4 of pi that way. It's the same angle at the end of the day. So you can keep track of that when you make sure you're answering the same range. So that's actually really straightforward, isn't it, multiplication? After all that long old slog through expanding brackets before, multiplication turns out is very straightforward in this Argand diagram polar form. Enjoy.